Dude, if I left you a voicemail like that, would you like
it would be on the internet. It would be on the DeSoto Approach for sure.
Welcome to the DeSoto Approach with Jake and Logan.
Well, I don't know if you would call them aliens. Maybe they're not called that.
Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome back to episode number 44 of the DeSoto Approach. Logan, we've got some absolutely tragic news today. What do we got?
Well, London Bridge is down, my friend.
R.I.P. the Queen.
That is what they call it. That's what I was going to tell you.
That's some sad news we're getting from our cousins over the pond. Queen Elizabeth.
R.I.P.
No, she did die yesterday. She was the queen for 70 years, dude. That's crazy. She was so fucking old, dude. Also, Look, I don't know much about England politics. I know they're not involved. Like, the royal family doesn't do anything anymore. They're just supported by the taxpayers, which is kind of fucked, but they don't actually do anything anymore. Yeah. Like, in terms of legislation or anything like that.
Yeah,
they're just kind of like, yeah.
They're like the rich old people
they're
also retired.
Yeah, they're rich as fuck, dude.
So much money.
They have
so much money off the books,
unlimited money.
too.
So much money that they just stole from everybody. Because they did. Like, they don't do anything, dude. They don't do anything. But she looks evil as shit. Or looked. Bring up picture Queen Elizabeth.
Like now or old picture?
I mean, at least from yesterday or the day before, not now.
Like right before she died?
Look at that, dude. The white hair one. No hat. Top middle.
Oh my God, dude. It looks fake.
Dude.
Her face looks fake.
She looks creepy. I guess she's 96 or was 96.
She was 96.
She's old as fuck.
I didn't see her age. That's fucking
dude.
Insane.
Because Prince Charles is the king now. And how old's he? Because he's old. He's not like a fucking young guy.
Prince Charles?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That guy's fucking old. I mean, 73.
Yeah, King Charles now.
Oh,
King Charles, Logan,
upgrade.
not Prince Charles. Damn.
Upgrade. What about this guy? Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex.
Yeah, Prince Harry sucks, dude. He does.
What's that mean? What's Duke of Sussex?
Dude, I don't know. They got fucking kicked out of the royal family because he's married to Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
She sucks, dude. They both suck. They suck.
They couldn't hold it down. They couldn't hold the corruption down.
But yeah, dude, they're soft. They want to be forgetting. I don't know, dude.
You want to be in the royal family?
So he's 73.
You better be ready to ruffle some feathers.
King Charles is 73. I bet he's probably the second oldest monarch ever after Queen Elizabeth. He's just starting.
Well, how many fucking monarchs are there? Isn't that just the only
there's been
ones?
a ton.
Well, like, I mean,
but
now.
it's been going on for like 1,000 years.
Well,
now I think there's a couple. Does Spain have a king? I don't know. I don't think there's any more that are like active monarchies. Like we were just talking about, like they don't do anything. They're just like figureheads. They don't actually have anything to do with legislation. What countries have a monarchy? Let's look it up.
Here we go. Co-princess.
Okay.
Principality of Andorra.
These are all fucking barely countries.
Australia has a king.
Belgium. Oh, isn't it just the British king?
The Bahamas. It says Charles III. Isn't that who it was?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Dude,
because they were like a British
all
colony.
This shit already.
They were like a British prison colony.
It was
Australia was.
Dude, they were just prepared.
Dude, that was almost us, man.
To die. What?
Fucking having King Charles. That was almost us, dude. A couple hundred years ago. We had a whole squabble about this shit.
You got to explain more on this. I don't know what you're talking about at all.
The Revolutionary War. We were colonies of Great Britain. Dude, you remember that little squabble we had a couple hundred years ago?
You were so nonchalant about it that I was a little confused.
Those sons of bitches, dude.
God damn. Yeah, there's quite a few. Canada has a King Charles III.
Canada's the French. Yeah, the friend. Oh,
that's the same one as Australia.
See?
What the fuck, dude? This
it's
guy's
because
everywhere.
it's the same monarchy. It's the same monarchy because they were all colonies.
Oh, so this is why I didn't. So this is why. The
So a lot of them
so
are just
important. Qatar.
Oh yeah, I guess like Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah,
Qatar
has a dude.
Dude, also, so the World Cup is in Qatar this fall.
Oh yeah.
In like 2 months, and they're gonna sell beer there because look this up. I don't think you could legally buy alcohol in Qatar. But they just changed it because they were going to say they weren't going to have alcohol at the World Cup. Like you weren't going to be able to buy beer at the World Cup. See?
Oh, here we go. Alcohol isn't illegal in Qatar, but there is zero tolerance for drinking in public, and being drunk in public is a crime.
So
just being drunk in...
Dude, why? So is being a woman.
How do they determine if you're drunk, though? Like, what's their level? Because in America, like, being drunk in public technically is a crime. No. It's illegal.
You
like
can get a public intox. You got to be being an asshole. I don't know.
That's what I
dude.
mean. Like, is
weird.
it like that? Because if it's like that, then that's kind of understandable. Like, you can't just be belligerently drunk walking around in public.
Right. But like even like wild. You can kind of hear.
Oh yeah, especially it depends on the setting
and like what's going on.
Like perfect timing for this. Like football season is just now starting. Like tailgating, things like that. People are belligerently drunk and just like. I'm sure people get public intoxes, but the majority of people that are really drunk and like definitely too drunk to be in public aren't getting, they aren't getting tickets.
I feel like you have to be doing something else. Public intox is like a tag on, like charge. Like if you get in a fight and you're also drunk, you get a public intox.
It's a way to arrest you. It's a reason to arrest you.
Yeah, like if you're just like fucking hammered, even if a cop stops you, they're probably not. If you're being nice, but you're just fucked up, like usually they're not going to give you a ticket.
Right.
I don't know. Because, dude, there's cops in downtown Dubuque. Because downtown Dubuque gets like a bit of a shit show on the weekends now. I never go because I work every like fucking Friday and Saturday. Went out a couple weeks ago.
Downtown.
It's like there's just like 6 cops standing on the corner. First of all, doing nothing. What are they doing? Just making everyone uncomfortable a little bit, making everyone a little on edge.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Making sure stuff doesn't start cracking up. To be fair, stuff's about.
I mean, you did tell me a couple episodes ago that some guy got his fucking face blown off.
That's what I'm saying. They're not doing shit, dude. They're standing right there. They're just watching
why they're
it.
There though.
Yeah, that is why they're there. It gets a little rough and rowdy down in downtown Dubuque sometimes nowadays.
Yeah,
but like if you're just walking around, they're not gonna arrest you. I feel like I don't know. I got a public intox once.
In Dubuque?
Yeah. Have I never told you about this? Dude, it was like 6 years ago. First of all, it was 2 weeks to the day before I turned 21.
Oh, yeah. You told this story on the podcast like 3 episodes ago.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought so.
That was fun.
But,
and then you had to go to like all the rethinking drinking classes.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. And there's like a guy in there. He's like, yeah, I got to see my kids for the first time in 9 months. The restraining order. I'm like, holy fuck, dude.
Whoa.
I'm freaking 21. I was out drinking on the weekends. I broke up a fight. We should not be here together, brother.
We're
you got some shit to figure out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got some shit to figure out. I'm hungover from last night still.
Dude.
But,
back, I mean, I didn't want to skip too much over the Queen thing because there was a couple things I wanted to show you before we start moving on. But so they posted on Instagram a picture of, I don't know who it was. I didn't look at the picture like too in depth, but it was like the royal family posted the picture and there's 2 people. They're standing there. They each have shovels and they're like planting a tree. Okay. And then the next picture they post on Instagram is like a memorial picture of Queen Elizabeth. And they since deleted the tweet, but someone on Twitter took a screenshot. And I like kind of looked into it more, and there was a lot of people that got screenshots of this. So I'm assuming it's real, but I don't know for sure. So like, look at this. There's the picture of them planting a tree. And then the picture of a memorial of her. So like, it's obviously out of context, but the way it looks like they just got done fucking burying her in the goddamn backyard. And then they I think like, oh yeah, here's the original one. And then if you go on their Instagram now, they deleted it.
I heard Trump offered to bury her on his property at Mar-a-Lago to get a couple tax breaks.
Dude, how fucking savage would that be? That'd be so fucking funny, actually.
Dude, I still can't get over that he did that. That's so fucking funny.
Oh,
it's fucking just perfect.
Yeah. God damn it. But yeah, I thought that was funny. Speaking of cops, though, you were just talking about cops. This is perfect, actually. This video I found, you have to watch this TikTok. I started watching it and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, that's cool that they're doing that. And then the more you think about it, I can't even tell. This might be a joke because this is crazy that they're teaching people how to do this. So I'll play it.
How you save someone's life. Learn this in the police academy. If someone's ever trapped inside of a car, this is how you open the window without breaking the glass.
Duct taping the window.
And it's also
just putting a bunch of duct tape on the window
quiet, right?
of a car. He's teaching people how to basically break into a car in case of an emergency. So he's ducted in without breaking the window.
The door is locked right now. This is how you get someone out in an emergency situation. He's gonna open.
And they keep saying that. This is how you do it in an emergency situation.
Try it.
Oh, of course.
Oh, god damn it,
fucking
dude.
Buffer.
Right on the money shot, too. Right on the money shot.
I mean,
right on the best part.
It's there's not much else to it. He just pulls down really hard and the window comes down and then he reaches in and unlocks it.
Oh, and the whole window comes down?
Yeah. And he's like, this is only to be used in emergency situations. I'm like, dude, there's 200,000 people that like that video. I don't even know. Let's see how many people watch the video. If it loads. Dude, what the fuck is going on?
You got bad connection today, dude. Your Wi-Fi's down. Wi-Fi's broke.
I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Wi-Fi's somehow broke.
200,000 likes.
Down,
let's just say 200,000 likes. Let's say 1 million people fucking watch that. You just taught 1 million people how to break into a car without busting a window open or picking the lock.
You'll have that, dude. You'll have
a cop.
That. Like, dude. Yeah, but it's only supposed to be. But he did say it's only supposed to be used in emergency situations.
Yeah, but
so
no one's going
to break into a car. That's not his fault. He said.
Yeah, because he said that, but I was trying to think of something comparable, but I can't really think of anything off the top of my head.
I don't know, dude. But, I don't know why I just thought of this. You know what makes me so mad on TikToks is when they're like showing a video, but they have to be, the person whose TikTok it is has to be, like they're showing a video of something else. Like I was watching one about Alec Baldwin and that message he left on his daughter's phone. By the way, have you ever seen that?
I haven't, no.
When his daughter was like 11 and he just leaves a voicemail on her phone about like, you're such a piece of shit. He's like, I don't care if you're a little kid or what. You've disrespected me for the last time.
No way.
It's fucking insane. It's so funny.
Alec Baldwin.
But
hold on, I'll look
look up Alec Baldwin voicemail. Dude, have you never heard of this? It was from like 10 years ago.
Here it is.
It was from a long time ago.
Hey, I want to tell you something, okay? And I want to leave a message for you right now. Because again, it's 10:30 here in New York on a Wednesday. And once again, I made an ass of myself trying to get to a phone to call you at a specific time. When the time comes for me to make the phone call, I stop whatever I'm doing and I go and I make that phone call at 11 o'clock in the morning in New York, and if you don't pick up the phone at 10 o'clock at night, and you don't even have that goddamn phone turned on, I want you to know something, okay? I'm tired of playing this game.
Is he acting right now, or what's going on?
I'm leaving this message with you to tell you, you have insulted me for the last time. You have insulted me.
This is his 11-year-old daughter.
Or the decency as a human being. I don't give a damn that you're 12 years old or 11 years old, or that you're a child, or that your mother is a pain in the ass who doesn't care about what you do. Hey, I want to tell you something, okay?
Dude, that's so fucking funny. That's his fucking like. He doesn't even know 11 or 12. He doesn't even know it's his daughter. He's just leaving her a voicemail. Just
dude, I've never heard of that. That's fucking so wild. How do you even get a recording?
Like a while ago.
You the daughter would have had
to have voicemail. It. She had it. Yeah. Because she's like.
Does she not like him or something?
This was a while ago. What's that?
Does she not like him or something? Or
dude, if I left you a voicemail like that. Would you like
it would be on the internet. It would be on the DeSoto Approach for sure.
But,
100% it'd be on the DeSoto Approach.
That's so fucking funny. Dude, Alec Baldwin's the GOAT. Fuck. he did a roast a couple years ago, and she was on the roast. Fucking flamed him, dude. But
was that before or after?
She's like older. Girl? Before. I think this was
that was only last year,
2 or 3
wasn't
years
it?
ago. Yeah, it was pretty recently. But
wow.
Great actor, dude. That's so fucking funny to me though. He's out of his mind. He's fucking insane. I feel like you have to have a little of that to be a really good actor though, right?
Oh, I feel like most actors are like that. Most like, dude, good actors.
I could
like the Leonardo DiCaprio
imagine.
Thing. Have you seen that? I mean, it's been all over. I can't. You haven't heard about? You haven't seen The Chart? Of the people he's dated?
Oh yeah, it's all just like young girls.
Well, yeah, he just broke up with his girlfriend turned 25 and he broke up with her. So every time he I think it's 25. It might be 26. I don't know. But every time his girlfriend,
who gives a fuck? That's why he got that famous, is so he could do that.
Yeah, everyone.
You know what I mean?
Every time his girlfriend gets to 25, he breaks up with her. Which, yeah, is it kind of shitty? Yes, but also you fucking know that getting into a relationship with Leo.
Yeah, like dude, who cares?
You know exactly what's going on.
He's not verbally berating his 11-year-old daughter.
I don't know how I can put that into comparison, but
that's
so
why
wild.
he got famous. That's why he got famous, is so he could just sleep with unlimited 23-year-old girls. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. I could never imagine. I could never for a second imagine leaving that voicemail on anyone's phone, let alone my own 11-year-old daughter's. But also, I can't act at all. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be out of your mind.
He went somewhere. Like when he was leaving that voicemail, he went somewhere in his head, and he just like turned it
off
on
the deep end.
He fucking went right off the deep end.
I don't care if you're 12 years old or 11 or whatever. You have disrespected me for the last time. Dude, that is a fucking insane thing to say to a child.
Yeah.
It's
an insane thing to say over a voicemail, I feel like. Cuz you could be a little tough on your kids in person, I feel like, you know what I mean? But just like,
but telling an 11-year-old it's the last time they disrespected you.
Yeah, that's also very true. That it's a little dicey for sure.
Like, dude, he said it's 10 o'clock at night. She's 11 years old. She's probably asleep, dude.
Yeah. Probably in bed. You got to call me back.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Fucking Alec Baldwin, dude. So yeah,
anyways,
can't be drunk in public in Qatar.
But yeah, so they decided they're gonna have beer at the World Cup, and there's just gonna be people that are hammered all over.
Oh, it's gonna be nuts, dude. Because there's so many people there. There's so many different cultures there, and so many different types of people that are gonna be there. It's gonna be fucking wild. Everyone's gonna be doing something different, and. Because like you're gonna tell the England fans that went all the way to fucking Qatar that they can't just get shit faced drunk. Yeah,
that's what they want to do, dude. That's what they want to do, is just get blackout drunk and watch England play.
Yes. So so would America. So would the USA.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what they would do too. I feel like a lot of countries. Australia is not in the World Cup though.
Australia is not in the World Cup, I don't think. Look at it. Actually, they might be. They were in the last one.
Who are the major countries that have good soccer teams?
Like who are the best soccer? Like England's pretty good. France is good. Like Germany's good. The Germans aren't like assholes. They're gonna go get drunk, but then just be very orderly. The U.S. I don't know. I also don't know how many people are gonna. I'm assuming it's just gonna be the same amount of people as at any other World Cup, but it's weird to have it in Qatar, dude.
Al Thumama Stadium. Let's look up the capacity of this bad boy.
Yeah, I wonder how big these stadiums are. Because I think a lot of them are just getting built. Yeah, I think a lot of them are just getting built because I don't know how big their like infrastructure was before.
Wales, England.
I don't know how many big, like where are they having the World Cup final?
Oh, that's not in Qatar?
No, it is. I'm just saying what stadium. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see if it shows up. It might show at the bottom of here because it has the whole schedule.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, here we go. Final. Okay. Lusail Iconic Stadium. That's where the World Cup final is.
3 p.m. December 18th.
Capacity. 80,000. That's pretty big.
Yeah,
that's like Wembley, almost normal. Wembley.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the biggest venue. Did they build it just for this? Because I don't know if Qatar has like just domestic sports that are going to sell out an 80,000 seat stadium.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like their soccer league isn't big enough to do that.
What are the venues?
Wait, go back to the Wikipedia page of it. I'm sure it says when it was built.
Where was that at?
On the Wikipedia.
No, not the fucking list of fucking monarchies, dude.
The other tab you had.
Wait. The fuck?
You had another tab of looking up how big it was.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Where did it go? Or did you go back?
No, I gotcha. I just gotta go. I just gotta type this in. Maybe.
But yeah, I don't know.
Where the fuck did it go? Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go.
Because I want to know how big this, or if they just built it for this.
Host the final game.
Because that's like the thing. Construction. Scroll down a little. Oh, it began in 2014. So
I mean, it's been there.
Yeah, I don't know why. Because what are they doing in Qatar that they have an 80,000 seat stadium?
Well, it's owned by the Qatar Football Association.
Right, so it's probably where like their national team plays and stuff. But their national team is not good. Like they have to be the worst team to ever host the World Cup.
Dude, it said they were in the World Cup though.
Yeah, they automatically qualify. If you're the host nation, you automatically qualify. Yeah. Because that's what happened to South Africa. South Africa in 2010 hosted the World Cup, and they were saying they were the lowest ranked team to ever host the World Cup.
So they're just going to get fucking wiped.
I don't know. South Africa did all right. But I genuinely have no idea how good Qatar is.
Right, yeah.
I don't think they're even as good as South Africa was. But
I got something kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. What's up?
I got something kind of fun that I saw.
What do we got?
So basically what you do is you just Google Florida man and then you type in a date. And then just see what comes up, dude. It's Kyla and I were doing it the other night and we just did like both our birthdays and both the articles were fucking like insane. Like something insane that a Florida man did. So let's do your birthday.
So September 30th. Florida man 9/11. I like how the biggest story on that day was what a Florida man did, by the way.
Bible thumping Florida man accused of throwing a holy book at a deputy.
I like accused. There's just a picture of him doing it.
Yeah, like fucking mid-throw.
Suspect claims God told him to break in a neighbor's home. Dear God. That's not that bad, I feel like.
No, I'll do my birthday.
God's told people to do a lot worse, I'll say that.
Um,
There's been some been some men of the Lord that have done a lot worse than broken into their neighbor's house and thrown a Bible at a cop.
Here's mine. Florida man accused of decapitating hamster, discarding body in box near his home.
That's also not that bad, dude.
Yeah, but it's so fucking crazy.
Witness says animal was sadistically mutilated.
What the fuck, dude?
That guy looks like a hamster, kind of. He does.
Yeah,
man. That's kind of fucked up. I don't know.
Should we do a side by
Just
side?
Cutting the head off of a. Let's get a side. Yeah, let's get a side by side of these fucking bad boys.
Yeah, man, Queen Elizabeth
Jesus
looks
Christ,
evil.
Jake.
What? Queen Elizabeth just seems evil, though. The whole royal family, man, creeps me out. I don't know what it is about them. I know they don't do anything anymore. It's also a lot of people didn't like her. A lot of people did like her, though. She was the queen forever, dude, since like World War II.
But
no, I guess not that long. It would have been 1952. But
remember I was telling
years.
you London Bridge is down. That's literally what they call it. That's like the code for the queen is dead. Seriously.
Jesus Christ.
There's a whole elaborate plan that they go through when the queen dies. So it's called Operation London Bridge.
Operation London Bridge, dude.
Which is insane because like what you were saying, they don't fucking do anything. So like what's so pressing about this? Like I get that it's important that she died.
Imagine if Kim Kardashian died.
No, I get that, but like Kim Kardashian is actually doing things. Like she has stuff going for her. I feel like
dude, Kim Kardashian does do more than the queen.
But yeah,
well, now for sure,
so
but even
funny?
Before.
Dude, you know what I mean? She like has like businesses and shit that she's like involved in. Where the queen, she just sits there. We've talked about this. She just sits there.
She does nothing. Shit. She does like public appearances.
Oh yeah,
she gives speeches. Like she gave a speech during COVID or something. I think, didn't she?
I hope not.
She does stuff. She killed Princess Diana.
She orders to kill.
That's something.
I reposted our TikTok as soon as I found out the queen died. The one where we were talking mad shit about the queen. I just reposted. I was like, maybe this will fucking rouse some feathers. But it didn't get any traction.
R.I.P. the queen, dude. R.I.P. the queen.
Yeah, she's dead.
R.I.P.
She's dead and she's not coming back.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just creepy. I don't know how much she can do. Like, she can get in contact with any of the political leaders in the world, right? Like, she's powerful, or was.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, Prince Charles
people are definitely answering her phone call.
They can do stuff. Yeah. Damn, dude. There's no Queen of England anymore. It's the king now.
That is kind of wild, actually. Because that's just how it's always been.
But yeah, dude, like, you think he could just start doing stuff? Like, he has influence for sure with like political leaders around the world. They have unlimited resources. How much are they worth? Look up how much is the royal family worth. Because I don't even think they know.
Yeah, it's like Vladimir Putin, dude.
Yeah, literally, I think it is.
28 billion.
28 billion.
That's quite a bit.
And that's what they say.
Yeah, that's still...
That's what Forbes said. We better 5X that, dude. Forbes is full of shit.
Dude, Forbes doesn't know what they're fucking doing.
Yeah, those fucking knuckleheads over at
We talked about that before. I don't know how the fuck... Yeah, how the fuck do they even get those numbers?
It's just their public holdings. So a lot of, like, rich people... Like the quiet rich people, like everyone knows how much Elon Musk is worth. That's probably fairly accurate because he's just, all of his companies are public.
Yeah.
Or at least like you can look up how much those are all worth. But there's like a bunch of like shady, like Saudi oil money families that are probably worth like $1 trillion that like no one knows because all of their wealth is under like shady shell corporations and stuff, or like, they don't have to release anything. Like it's different here, but like, They don't have to release anything about and they don't want to be known. They don't want to be known as like the richest people in the world. Like they don't want that notoriety of that kind of shit. So they can just hide it. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
and do
weird.
whatever they want.
So Forbes doesn't. Yeah. Like Elon Musk is not the richest person in the world.
Oh yeah,
it's probably like Putin or one of those Saudi guys that are just fucking loaded, dude.
And if you trade, so like if you're on the stock market, if you're in the stock market and you trade over a certain amount of money, you have to do an SEC filing. So those are public.
Right.
Like you can go online. I've seen kids on TikTok that track, they like go along with like CEOs stock picks because they trade at such a high volume.
You got
to
track fucking Nancy Pelosi. There was a kid on TikTok, I think that we both followed. Yeah, would just do exactly what Nancy Pelosi would do.
Track Nancy Pelosi.
And he was making a shit ton of money, and then they shut down his account because so many.
Of course they did.
Technically, that's legal. I don't know why they shut him down. That was all he was doing on his TikTok account. Is every week he would post like what trades, what Pelosi was buying and selling, and when, and like all this shit. And he was doing it. And I mean, it was the exact same thing that Pelosi was doing.
The amount of money, the amount of money that she was trading is public because. I'm going to look that up because I know there's a certain amount of money that you have to trade in order to be forced to like file it with the SEC or whatever. How much?
But yeah, dude, he would it was a whole TikTok account and he would do that and just tell everybody. And like a bunch of people were doing it and they just shut him down off of TikTok. I think there was like a Twitter account too that shut it down, which I don't know why. Shady.
Yeah. If anything, what he was doing, I mean, was more like she's not doing illegal shit to fucking make those more trades,
legal.
Dude.
Yeah, dude, more legal than fucking whatever Pelosi's doing.
That's
over there.
the only. If anything, that makes her look even more guilty. That she's doing 100%. Some shady shit. Otherwise, they wouldn't pull it down. You think Warren Buffett gives a shit if everyone copies his trades?
She looks guilty as shit, dude.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of them asking her about it? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It just leaves, dude.
Dude, if anything...
Dude, I don't know, man. Let's get some young people in there.
Yeah. Some basic, like, stock market just knowledge that I have would tell me if you were to tell... If I had made a trade, I already locked in the trade. I have the price that I got it at. If I were to tell people to trade that, like if you took my trades, that wouldn't affect me. If anything, that would make my investment better because you're buying more stock, and the more people that buy the stock, the higher the stock goes.
Yeah, that's true. It would only help you.
It would only help her, I would think. Or they could do it in the opposite way, kind of like what they did with GameStop, where they knew all these people had these public shorts on GameStop. So basically, Wall Street Bets. Someone within Wall Street Bets saw that there was all these options that were going to expire. So like all these rich investment banks basically, for lack of a better term, bet that GameStop was going to fail. Like GameStop was going to crash. The stock was going to crash. So then all these kids on Wall Street Bets basically band together and drove the fucking stock price to the goddamn moon and basically lost all of this money for these investment bankers. But then all these kids that are on Reddit made all this fucking money, and that's why it was just such a huge deal. But
yeah, dude, it's fucking awesome.
And then you had people
fighting against the man, dude.
Yeah, and then you had people in like the finance media like talking about, oh yeah, we need to do something about this. Kids are just trading. Kids can't be doing this. They don't know what they're doing. Dude, finance is fucking bullshit. I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on here, but finance is fucking bullshit. Every term that they come up with is bullshit. Like it's all big words. They just use big words to confuse you. That's all they do. It's basic shit. Like loan amortization. Do you know what that means?
I have no idea.
It's literally, okay, basically loan amortization is spreading out a payment over a certain period of time. So if you say, oh, I bought a house, my loan is amortized over 30 years. That means you have equal payments every month for 30 years. Why the fuck do you say, why are you saying amortization?
Amortization.
You know what I mean? Like most people don't know what the fuck that means. They use words like that all the time. It's so
you
crazy.
have to hire someone to figure it out for you.
Not even figure it out. Just do something basic.
He's a translator. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't know.
A translator,
I think there's
essentially,
people,
yeah.
Like after all that shit too, did you see what Elizabeth Warren was saying? And look,
Oh, here we go.
I don't think that like all politicians are stupid. I'm not like, oh, I disagree with what she's saying when she's stupid. But genuinely, I think Elizabeth Warren is fucking dumb. Do you ever listen to like what she talks about? Like she's all like her whole thing is like she's a Democrat. She's for the people. She wants to help all the poor people. And then she was like,
she is.
After all the GameStop stuff, because there was a lot of people that lost a ton of money. All the kids that got in late that didn't really know, and they bought GameStop stock at like $350 a share, and then it tanked after, and they lost all their money.
Yeah.
And she was like, she came out and she was super against, like she wanted, because Robinhood like shut down trading of GameStop stock, and she was like, yeah, I think that's good. I don't think things like because everyone made their money off of Robinhood because it's free to use. Like you could just download it on your phone and you could buy it right there. You didn't have to go through some sort of like E-Trade or whatever other like big stock trading organization, whatever. You could just get the app on your phone and like buy and sell right there. And she was like, I don't think apps like this are good. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Because she's going to talk about how they fucked over all these people and like stopped the trading because these kids were making money. Everyone was making money. These poor people are fucking getting the better of these giant bullshit hedge funds and stuff. But no, she's just 100% on the side of them. She's like, these people shouldn't be allowed to get on an app like Robinhood and lose all their money because they don't know how it works. I was like, you're a fucking idiot. You should 100% be allowed to lose all your money. 100% you should be allowed to do that. You should be allowed to have a bunch of people gang together and drive up this stock price, which maybe is market manipulation. But what do you think these fucking giant hedge funds are doing? They were manipulating the stock in the first place by all of them short selling it. That's what they were doing.
It's hypocritical.
And then all of a sudden, because it's these fucking average everyday bullshit fucking 22-year-olds on Reddit that made a fuck ton of money, all of a sudden this is market manipulation. You can't do that. And they're like,
that's
well,
what they
some
said.
of these kids did it late and they lost all of their money. You should be allowed to do that. You should be allowed to fucking take all of your money, pull it all out of the bank, put it in cash and light it on fire. You should be able to fucking do that. You should be allowed to do that. You're allowed to gamble.
That's what I was going to bring up next. I was going to say, you can go to you can go ruin your life at a goddamn casino if you want. So why can't you? If anything, I would rather you have a better chance of gambling on some dipshits on, not even dipshits. Some of them don't fucking know what they're doing. Some kids on Reddit. Your money's safer with them than it is going and throwing it on red on the fucking roulette table. So it's like,
I don't know, dude. I've always said there's weird shit that's illegal. Like, first of all, like weed's illegal. It's illegal for me to fucking smoke a joint at my house by myself. But I can go out and buy a fucking dirt bike and try and do a backflip in my backyard. That's legal. That's legal, but I'm not allowed to smoke a fucking joint, dude. No, there's not, dude.
There's no zoning laws for riding a dirt bike in your backyard in Dubuque.
Not in your backyard, right? There might be some sort of noise ordinance. But if you go out,
I know what you're saying.
I'm allowed to buy a dirt bike and go fucking somewhere and try and do a backflip. That's legal. The odds of me dying from doing that are fucking very high. I don't know how to do that. But you can but it's illegal for me to fucking smoke a joint. Why? Why is that illegal? That's crazy to me. Because some fucking guy said it is.
Yeah.
Because some fucking old hag like Nancy Pelosi said it was. Dude, that's crazy.
Dude, it is. The one thing I will say, it has nothing to do with the weed, like as a drug or whatever, but in our apartment building, these people across the hall from us just smoke weed all day long. I work from home, so if I leave and come back, like they're in their apartment just smoking weed. And our whole apartment, like right when you walk in our door, it just smells like weed because it's coming from across the hall. It's like, dude, come on. Fucking go. Like the smell doesn't bother me that much, but if there was someone that really didn't like the smell of it, like you're just forcing them to fucking smell your weed that you're smoking. That pisses me off in an apartment building.
Everyone knows you got to get one of the fucking toilet rolls and you put a bunch of lint things, or not lint things, the dryer sheets in it, and you blow it out through that so it doesn't smell bad. God damn, did they ever even live in the dorms? What the fuck are they doing?
There was these
total rookie move, dude.
There was these kids in our dorm room that would like they would smoke in their room, and it would fucking make the whole floor, like the whole floor smell like weed. And then someone would be like, oh, like we'd always keep our door open.
Call the RA.
You could kind of hear, you kind of hear what's going on. They'd be like, oh, there's RAs coming up. There's RAs coming up. And they're like, fuck, you just hear them like scrambling and stuff. And they're like, fucking.
Spraying the Ozium.
Dude, they ran all the way around the whole floor just spraying Axe.
Axe is the worst, dude.
Yes. So it just smelled like fucking Axe and weed on our floor all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't cover it up. Axe makes it like worse, dude.
You need like
it just smells like
something.
weed and Axe chocolate, dude. No, you need Ozium. Ozium is like some fucking car spray. I don't even know. You buy it in like the car parts section at Walmart. We'd always get it. It was the best. Dude, you could smoke in your dorm and just fucking spray Ozium and it would just smell. I mean, it would still smell like weed, honestly. I'll be real with you. It wasn't that great, but it was the best. Like, it was like a scent neutralizer.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I used to smoke so much weed when I was in college, but my freshman year we had an RA. I'm not gonna say any names. He just doesn't even fucking go there anymore. But we would smoke in the dorms, and we had our RA with us one time. It was my buddy's floor, so it wasn't my RA. We're in the room, we fucking toweled and duct taped the whole door. Like around the edges of the door, duct taped the whole thing and duct taped the towel on the bottom. And we had like fucking 5 guys in there with our RA and just smoked so much weed. It smelled so bad. You couldn't even like see in the room because the dorm rooms are tiny. It's like the size of my fucking room that I'm in right now.
Yeah. That's how mine were too.
And it was so, dude, we were just so fucking stupid.
Yeah, that just seems like so much work. Like to like tape up.
Yeah, but it was.
Isn't it crazy what you think of, like how your vision of authority? So like when you're younger, your vision of authority is like, oh, the RA. Like you think like the RA, and then you just get like 5 years later, you're like, oh, that RA was just a fucking college kid.
Yeah, dude, he's some 20-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But I was 19, so I thought he was like.
Or like when you're younger, it's like the coach of the team, like the coach of your like middle school baseball team or football team.
But I think you need that sort of like hierarchical level of like someone being in charge. Otherwise, it's chaos. Like I think you do need that. Like even for society, like dude, hey, someone's got to be in charge because there's dickheads out there.
Something has to be.
You know what I mean?
There has to be somewhat of an order to things. Otherwise, people are so different and nuanced. Like shit would be chaotic. Like because people would do whatever the fuck they wanted.
Dude, I will say, though, my freshman year of college, Theron and Daryl came out to visit us, and Theron almost beat the fuck out of my RA because he was this scrawny kid. He was a fucking bitch, dude. We all hated him. And he was an asshole. He was always trying to get us in trouble. We had 2 RAs. One of them was cool as fuck. He was like a Christian guy. Didn't have a fucking cell phone, dude. This is 2014. He didn't have a cell phone.
Dude,
but he was so good. And he was just like, yeah, dude. And he was just like, yeah, dude, don't want one. I was like, dude, that's fucking baller as fuck. He was cool as fuck.
Hey,
and he was
we were
always
talking
like,
about punk rock. That's fucking punk rock right there.
That was punk rock as fuck. And but he would always just be like, yeah, man. He's like, he was cool as fuck. He's like, hey, he's like, I don't care what you guys do. He's like, don't be smoking weed in the dorms. Don't drink. He's like, if you come back and you're drinking, he's like, just whatever you do, I don't care. Just don't be a dick about it. He's like, don't throw parties in your dorm. Don't be crazy. He's like, if you want to have some people over, he's like, I don't care. Just don't be a dick. He's like, if someone comes to me and complains about you, then I'll get mad. He's like, but I don't care. The other guy was a fucking asshole. And he would like, dude, he would just come over and knock on our, like, we were not friends. We were not friends with this guy. He would just go over and like knock on our door, like
similar experience.
10:30 on like a Friday night. Like, what are you guys up to over here? We're like, dude, go away. I don't want to fucking talk to you. Like we would like, dude, we stopped. We had a couple buddies on our dorm floor. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, but I was always nice to him. But we changed it. We had like a fucking specific knock so we would know who it was.
Yeah.
Whatever. Wow. But anyway, so Theron and Daryl came to visit, and they brought a case of beer and like a bottle of New Amsterdam vodka. And we were bringing it up to our dorm, and we were just waiting there for a couple minutes before we were going to go over to like one of the upperclassmen because they had a house. Mm-hmm. And so like I said, 30 like Busch Lights or whatever and a bottle of New Amsterdam vodka. And Theron cracked open one beer. I went downstairs for something. I don't know. I was meeting someone or doing something. I don't remember. But it was just Theron, Daryl, and my roommate in our dorm. And I come and I get a text from Theron, and he's just like, something like, I'm about to beat the fuck out of your RA or something. Like, what's going on? And he's like, and my roommate texts me, he's like, hey, don't come back for a bit. He's like, we're getting in trouble. Not like really, but
yeah,
dude, our RA came in and Theron had a beer cracked open, and he's like fucking yelling at him and stuff. And Theron's like, dude, I don't go here. I can fucking drink here. Fuck you. Like, Theron does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Especially like 2014 Theron. Dude, he did not give a fuck. And he was like, so he made him dump out all of their beers and the bottle of vodka in the fucking bathroom in our dorm. And Theron said he was just sitting there. He said he fucking drank the rest of the beer that he had, and then he fucking dumped out everything else. And he was so mad. And he was like, dude, the whole time I was just like, dude, if Jake didn't go here, I'd beat the fuck out of this kid right now.
Yeah.
And this guy was like a scrawny fucking like nerdy little kid that wanted to fucking get everyone in trouble. He was just a bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes more
Theron's
sense.
not the guy you
want
to fuck with either. Yeah, dude. And it was just so funny. Theron's like,
to be fair,
dude, I was about to beat he's like, if you wouldn't have gotten in trouble for this, like, if they wouldn't have known I was with you, he's like, I would have knocked that motherfucker out.
God damn it.
So funny.
To be fair, those are the rules. Like, you can't drink.
But just be like, hey.
That's what I was going to get to. That's what I was going to get to is like, you don't have to be a fucking douche about it. Like, I understand.
Yeah, and like, dude, we were never disrespectful about it. We weren't throwing parties in our dorm. Like, we had two people over.
Throwing
like
my
big
friends
parties
in a dorm is kind of inconsiderate because there's people that literally fucking move their whole lives into that dorm room, and you're just going to be a fucking asshole drinking next door.
Right.
Like, there's other places
we like
to
weren't
drink.
doing anything. It was two people. Theron cracked open one beer. Like, we were leaving.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't hanging out there. We weren't doing anything.
That's so
And like,
dumb.
he was like, oh, you guys got a beer? Dump all of it out. Like, what? Fuck you, dude. I don't know. And like, we weren't like, I know I talk about how I hated this kid. We weren't like on bad terms. I just didn't like him. He fucking hated me and my roommate for some reason, for no reason. And
probably because he told him to get the fuck out every time he walked in.
No, I never did that. I was
know.
always nice, dude. I'm nice. I'm a nice person. I get worked up now, but
there was one time
because he was a douche.
Oh yeah. I definitely know. I know exactly the person that you're describing because I had an RA one time like that. We were just like drinking in the whatever, and they would go around and try to in the dorm, and they would go around and try to bust people just to do it. Like just like that guy probably just went around and tried to bust people just to say just for fun, like just because it gave him an ounce of power.
He's going on a fucking power trip. Yeah,
fucking RA is going on a power trip.
You guys aren't supposed to be doing this.
Yeah, like, okay, dude, go fucking play World of Warcraft or something, whatever the hell you do. And then we're drinking, and we don't even have like, we're very conscious about getting written up because we already got written up one time before. So we're just like conscious about the music. Like, we don't have music very loud, and there's like 5 of us in there, and we're just hanging out and drinking, and no one had
illegal.
Yeah, no one had a bottle. Everyone was drinking cans or like a glass, like a cup. So there's no glass. Yeah. And we just get a knock on the door, and they're like, RAs, open up. We're not even doing
you can't
anything.
do that though, right?
So we just stack all the beers up.
No, you can't come in my fucking dorm room.
Yeah, we stack up all the beers.
They're not
in
the
pyramid.
police.
Yeah, true. We just stack up all the beers in the corner of the room, like behind the door. So when they opened up the door, there's just a huge pyramid of cans behind the door. So they walked in, and we've left a couple of them out, and they're like, oh, yeah. Basically, like, it was a whole thing. And they wrote us up or whatever, but then we had to. This is what they said. They said that they heard bottles clanking, so that's why they decided to knock on our door. There was no fucking bottles in the room, and it was very clear there was no fucking bottles in the room. But we were drinking, so the plan worked for them. Like, they knew that we were drinking anyway. And then we had to write
those cocksuckers.
Dude, we had to write a 2-page paper. Like, in order to stay in the dorms and not get kicked out, we had to write like a 2-page paper about why noise after 10 p.m. is bad. That's literally what it was about why it's important to be considerate of noise ordinances in the dorm rooms past 10 p.m. on a fucking
colleges
Friday
are so
night,
fucked.
dude. Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
That was fucking
What
5
is
years
this-
ago, too. Imagine what it's like now.
Yeah, dude. That's so fucked up. I hate dude, I remember the people on campus life get fucking their dicks hard about getting
Yeah,
19-year-old
dude.
kids in trouble, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So I remember actually when I got that we were talking about when I got that public intox and stuff. I lived off campus at the time too, but for some reason I had to go in and meet with the head of campus life. I don't know why. I honestly have no idea why.
Dude, imagine that's your job title, the head of campus life.
Dude, this guy had a fucking stick up his ass too.
I would too if I was the head of campus life. That was my job
Yeah, what
title.
a fucking bullshit. Imagine wanting to have that job. And this guy wanted to have that job. I'll say that. Dude,
I
no
know
one takes
exactly
their
the type
fucking
of
job
person.
more seriously than the head of campus life.
Oh,
and I
man.
went in there and he's like, dude, he's being a fucking asshole. I was, by the way, at this time, when this meeting was happening, I was 21. I'm 100% legal to drink. I don't live on campus. None of this happened on campus. This had nothing to do with the school that I went to. Absolutely nothing. I have no idea why I'm in this meeting. And he's like trying to say a bunch of shit. He's like, well, we don't want any of this to get out of control. He's like, you might need to sort your life out, which to be fair, maybe did. But what the fuck does that have to do with this guy? Yeah. And like
Campus
at that time,
life
honestly, was
coordinator.
one of the most like responsible periods of my life, that like semester, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like being a fucking asshole to me. He's like, well, we don't want you having any problem. He's like, you obviously have a problem. He's like, do you think you have a drinking problem? I was like, no, I absolutely don't have a drinking problem. He's like, well, you got arrested, so that seems like a problem. And I go, and I was like, yeah,
you
I was
don't know what an
breaking up a
alcoholic
fight.
is, do you?
Yeah, and I was like, I was breaking up a fight. Because that's what happened. There was a bunch of guys fighting, and a couple of them were my friends. They were getting in a scuffle. Well,
it's
I told
just
the
a
police
little
officer
tussle.
9 times. He was blackout drunk. I just go, it was just a scuffle. It was just a scuffle. I kept saying it was a little scuffle. It was like 7-8 guys. They're all just getting a little fucking scuffle. And so I go over there and I just broke it up. I didn't punch anybody. I didn't do anything. I just broke it up. And I told him that, and he's like, well, you got a problem. You obviously have a problem.
Yeah,
I was like, well, I
obviously.
fucking don't have a problem, you dickbag. You have a problem. Right? The only person here with a problem right now is you. You fucking asshole. And
what was that word?
and then
I've
at
never
the
heard
end-
that word. I've never heard anyone
What?
use that as an insult. Dickbag. That's fucking awesome.
But he goes, and then at the end, like, he's just trying to make me feel bad. The whole thing, which is that guy's fucking job. And he's just trying to make me feel bad the whole time. And I wasn't having it, dude. And so at the end, he was like, I was getting pretty upset at the end. Like I said, I'm very nice. I'm very respectful. I'm not going to fucking just talk back to this guy, whatever.
Right,
'Cause I don't care. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with me.
It's not
But
worth
I
it,
just
yeah.
go, he goes at the end, he's like, so, we talked about it. He's like, if you're in the same situation, would you do everything the same way you did? And I just go, yeah. And he's like,
Yeah.
dude, he was
Break up a
fucking
fight?
shocked. Dude,
Trying
he
to
was
keep my
shocked
friends
that I
from
said
getting
that. Yeah,
even
I just
more trouble?
100%, no explanation or anything. I just go, yeah. And he goes,
Just take it back. Oh.
that guy was so fucking shocked that I would say that after he just made me feel so bad. He wanted me so bad to feel
Because
bad
you
about
know
what I
how
did.
many,
I did fucking,
most people come in
the
there
only
and they're
thing
like,
I
yeah.
did wrong. Yeah.
Most people come
Like,
in there and they're
no,
like, I would definitely do it differently.
He
I
wanted
agree
me to
with you.
say it because he knew I didn't agree with what he was saying to me. But
Yeah,
he
he's
wanted
gonna
me
make
to
him feel better
say
about it.
he wanted me to say no, I would change it because he fucking told me that's what he wanted, dude.
Yeah.
You know that's what he wanted. He wanted that little sense of power of him telling me what I should think and what I should say, even though I didn't mean it. And dude, I don't do that, dude. And he goes, so would you do the same thing again? I go, yeah. And he goes,
Fucking
what do you
brain
mean?
blew out the back of his head.
He goes, well, it didn't work out very well the last time, did it? And I go, no, but it was my friend getting in a fight, and I don't want to see any of them get hurt or get in more trouble than they need to. So I was like, in that exact situation, yeah, I would probably do the exact same thing. I go, I don't think I was in the wrong there. I go, the only thing I did that was
ask
wrong.
stupid questions, get stupid answers, buddy.
Yeah, dude. And I go, the only thing I did that was wrong was be under 21. I go, right now, if all of that happened, I wouldn't have gotten in any trouble. I go, if that happens tonight, I wouldn't be in any trouble. I'd maybe get a public intox. But
even then, probably not. I mean,
I was fucking blackout drunk, dude. I was fucked up. Yeah. But I wasn't being like belligerently drunk or anything. I was just breaking up a fight. The only thing I technically did that was illegal was be under 21. And at the time of that conversation, I was 21 years old. And I just go, yeah. Dude, it was so fucking funny, man.
Is Dubuque a dry campus? Like completely dry? See, that's something weird actually about you.
But it was off campus.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was not. It was fucking downtown Dubuque. Everything that happened was off campus. I lived off campus.
Okay. Yeah. It was like at the bars. Yeah. I was thinking in terms of like your dorms and stuff. Cause like at UNI is like I think it's the only state school that's not a dry campus. Like if you're 21, you can drink on campus. It's really yeah. Like you could drink in the dorms if you're 21, but we were already moved into an apartment by then, so it wasn't relevant. But I always thought that was weird. No, they don't have a bar.
But
the bars are right next to the campus. Like the bars are like walkable from the dorms.
Yeah.
Were they walkable for Dubuque? I'm trying to picture where UD is.
They were.
They could be.
I would fucking walk back every weekend, dude.
Yeah.
There's nothing I used to love more than getting fucking belligerently drunk and just walking home.
Like with your buddies. Just like when we were walking, like that one night when we went to Abelardo's and we just walked back. We were just talking, just fucking black.
Yeah, except it was fucking 3 degrees outside.
That's true.
That night,
was so cold. Yeah.
It was freezing. Or no, it wasn't Abelardo. It was the place right next to your place.
Maria's.
Maria's.
Which is the same as Abelardo.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It was so fucking cold though. That one stretch from Come and Go like to your apartment that's just open.
Yeah, I forgot.
And we're just getting
cold
blasted with wind. But that is the best. There's nothing better than at the end of the night when you're just walking back, you're drunk with your friends, and you're like, dude, it's just a good time.
Yeah.
It's the best.
That was like the whole night out at the bars. Of the podcast, actually. I'm pretty sure that was like the 3rd episode that we recorded. We recorded like the 3rd episode that day and then went out to the bars.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did 2 episodes that day because we did the one with Jordan.
Oh, yeah. And we fucked up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you'll have that. Live and learn.
We got this down to a science now. Every once in a while, we got a little hiccup here and there, but it's pretty easy now.
F, dude.
Fuck.
All right, what else we got, man?
Fuck colleges.
What else we got?
I don't have any news. Iowa State play this weekend. By the time you hear this, I guess it's gonna be over. But football starts this weekend.
Oh, is this the first week?
The second college football week, the first NFL football week.
Oh yeah, no, they played last weekend.
But the first college football week's kind of bullshit. There's only like 2 good games, and then the rest are like.
Yeah, Georgia and Ohio State played last weekend. I don't know. I watched it. Georgia fucking blew them out.
Georgia and Oregon.
Oregon. Yeah.
Ohio State played Notre Dame, which was another big.
Oh game. Yeah.
It was Ohio State, Notre Dame, and then Georgia and Oregon. But then like Iowa
did you
played
see the Florida State?
Oh yeah, Mitch was telling me about the Florida State LSU game. I heard that was wild.
Dude, so Florida State tied it up. Or fuck, I can't remember if it was Florida State or LSU.
Florida State
one of them
won,
was down, came back. So yeah, maybe it was LSU. LSU was down, came back. The last second of the game, literally like 1 second left in the game. They had fucking one play to tie. They were down by 7. 1 second left to play. Call the play, fucking pass play, score. Fucking to tie up the game. They just have to kick the PAT. Dude, the PAT got fucking blocked.
Oh, yeah.
So they won. God. Wild.
So LSU was going to tie it with the PAT.
Yeah. Because they were down by 7. God. And I was like, fuck it. I was saying depressing. They fucking go for it, dude. You got to go for it. Fuck it. First game of the season. First game of the season. Go for it, dude.
Have you seen?
And they got the PAT blocked.
There's a high school coach that does soft. Like every single fourth down he goes for it.
Yeah,
because statistically, I don't know the stats.
Playing Moneyball. Playing Moneyball, dude. That guy plays fucking Moneyball.
Because here's the thing. Here's my opinion on like doing things statistically. So if you're like like baseball, for example, you probably don't know much about this because you don't watch it, but if there's a lefty hitter up, they'll shift everyone to the right. Like they'll shift everyone like out in the outfield to the right. So because he's a lefty, he's probably going to hit it to the right side of the field. Like he's statistically, like if they have data on him, like they can tell he's probably going to hit it to the right side of the field. In my opinion,
but
if you're a good enough hitter,
shit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. In my opinion, if you're a good enough hitter, you can adjust to that and hit it to the left side of the field. Like try to hit it to the left side of the field. But you'd be surprised how many people can't actually do that because it's so hard to actually hit.
That's true.
But in like high school when they're doing the shifts and shit, makes no sense. I just feel like these people that do these things because it's statistically likely, the other team could just adjust. Like if you go for it on 4th down every time, the other team could plan for that ahead of time.
Yeah, dude, you don't know if that team got that dog in them or not.
Yeah. You
can't play in statistics around how much dog you got in there. I'll say that.
Hard work beats talent any day. Or what is it? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, really. Words to live by right there.
We're gonna end on that. Today.
Hell yeah. I'm down for that.
Why don't you go and sit with that?
Yeah,
Why don't you go and sit with that?
Episode 43, sit with that. That's all I gotta say. Go follow us on everything. Subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star rating.
Thank you, everybody.
That's all I got. Thanks for listening.
Have a beautiful evening.